On Friday, September 8, 1939, 7 days after Hitler's Nazi army invaded Poland, Dean Paul Erb welcomed students to a new academic year. Referencing the First World War, he said, "Again the horsemen of senseless slaughter are riding over Europe. This," he said, "is not our war, and we will not fight it." Hesston was still recovering from the Great Depression. Enrollment was growing steadily, and the school dedicated a new industrial arts building and hired new faculty to expand a more practical curriculum, industrial arts. When U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt and the Congress launched the country's first peacetime draft in 1940, the historic peace churches, Quakers, Brethren, and Mennonites, created a nonviolent alternative, Civilian Public Service, or CPS. Milo Kaufman, as the newly elected Mennonite Church moderator, presided over a historic 1941 conference. Delegates agreed to bear the burden of the cost of CPS instead of expecting the government to finance and control it. The draft affected campus life, reducing the number of male college students and taking faculty members as well. Music teacher John Dirksen became a director of CPS camps. Bible, history, and industrial arts teacher J.N. Byler was first assigned to be a camp director and later volunteered to do relief work in France. Mary Miller went to France, and John Copenhaver went to Argentina. In the next 3 semesters, at least 25 students were drafted. 52 students and alumni in service were listed in the December 1943 journal. Most Mennonite students at Hesston agreed with Dean Paul Erb the war was not theirs to fight. They entered CPS to do work of national importance as smoke jumpers, conservation workers, insane asylum attendants, and as human guinea pigs at the National Institute of Health. Students threw farewell parties for departing draftees. Choirs and gospel teams included CPS camps on their tours. Hesston faculty visited CPS boys. Conscientious objectors from World War I shared riveting accounts of abuse and perseverance. Faculty and staff members promoted peace and nonviolence in classrooms and chapels. Students attended peace conferences at Peace Church colleges. The campus community and the Hesston congregation sent care packages to CPS camps and collected German Bibles for German prisoners of war. In 1945, Ivan Lind, who became dean when Paul Erb went to Goshen College, viewed nursing as another excellent opportunity for service. He led in designing a 1- and 2-year pre-nursing curriculum. Students then completed their training at La Junta, Colorado's Mennonite Hospital and School of Nursing, or at Newton's Bethel Deaconess Hospital and Nursing School. It was the beginning of what would become Hesston's most successful career program. After the war, student numbers mushroomed and created a facilities crisis. To meet the need, the college bought the Cooprider House on Academy Street, later named The Elms, to house men. They also built the bungalow for women, garden houses for faculty, staff, and married students, and planned for a large, brick, multi-story dormitory, which was never built. Instead, the money was applied to the pride of campus, the A.L. Hess Memorial Hall, finished in 1947. It contained a regulation-sized gymnasium, also used as an auditorium, athletic offices, and in the basement a state-of-the-art kitchen and spacious dining rooms. Oh yes, the old gym, Ath Hall, was transformed into a rather poor imitation of a men's dormitory. It was less than fondly remembered by those who lived inside its paper-thin walls and add-on showers and restrooms. Hesston believed its mission was to train students to lead the church and change the world. But Hesston's campus culture was also changing. African Americans were enriching the learning community. Juanita Lark in 1942 and Peggy Webb in 1945. Webb was from Harrisonburg, Virginia, but Eastern Mennonite College was too steeped in Southern culture to admit Webb, so she came to Hesston. John, Natty, and Frank Ventura from Chicago were the first Hispanic students during and after the war. Canadians and missionary kids were the first international students on campus, but after the war, Mennonite colleges began recruiting foreign students. They came from France, the Netherlands, Spain, and Germany. Hesston was becoming a multicultural, international campus.